Alrighty, everybody. Welcome to race, what is this, 9 of 12, Season 5 OSCC. Sorry for the delay and everything. Just testing that my audio is actually working. Alrighty, everybody. Welcome to race. I think I need to turn my NR audio up just a smidge. Alright, there we go. We should be good. Like I said, welcome to race number, what are we even on? Yeah, I said it earlier. Race 9 to 12. Here in season 5 of OSCC. This is a bot stream, as you can already tell. This is my first stream that I've done or am doing. So bear with me here. Qualifying, we're gonna go back and look at qualifying results. Skylar Den took the pole over William Viola, his former teammate, just barely, but by about 2/100ths of a second, he took it. Jacob Spalton, Thomas Troxel, and Friesen Rodriguez round out the top 5. And the last place qualifier, Jelani Howell, will start 19th. Everybody after that did not qualify. So we're going to head to race in a few here. As you can see, you got some drivers practicing their pit stops. I'm excited for this. I think it's going to be a fun race. But we'll see what how it happens here. Alrighty, we should be good. Have all my hotkeys set and everything. Coming into this race, we got some close point standings, guys. And when I say close, I mean close. It has been neck and neck for the past couple weeks between Flandre Wilson, Skylar Den up there, as well as Friesen Rodriguez. William Viola is the last, I guess, real title contender, if you want to say. There's a ton of people still mathematically eligible, but with the way these races have been going, it's really Viola as the last competitive car. As you see Rodriguez going there spinning. Got some pit stop practice, a little bit of contact there. But yeah, I'm excited for this race. It's going to be a big shakeup. After this, we have, I believe, Belt Isle is next week, followed by IRP and Michigan. So 2 technical, tricky tracks and then an intermediate. So this race is really the wild card because you have so much on the line, really. So many points on the line. If you're one of those top 4 and you wreck out, that could be your championship hopes. If you're William Viola, you wreck out, the other 3 get top 3, that might be his championship hopes. He has great odds next week at Belle Isle. The Michigan native has good chances, but if he doesn't do great here, his chances may be ended a bit early. He didn't have a great race in season 2. Had a crash with Bowen Fisher, Jonathan Salas, myself, and a few other cars where he got engine damaged not that far through the race. Ended up having to park it, and that basically ruined his title hopes that season. So he's not had the greatest of luck when it comes to that kind of thing. As you see, more pit stop practice. That was a smooth entry by those 3. Everybody's hoping we'll have green flag pit stops. So you see Thomas Troxel off. We almost had green flag pit stops in season 4 that was interrupted by a wreck on about lap 15, I believe. So cut just short, but pretty close to those green flag pit stops that we all want. But it's going to be an interesting one. Bit of a tight entry there. It's going to be a lot of fun, though. That's the one thing I know for sure. And we'll be right back for the start of the race. All right. Oh, there we go. Bit of technical difficulties there. We're back. All the drivers are gridding up now. I believe we had 21, not including me. Or sorry, 20. Yeah, 21, not including me. This is going to be a fun race, I think. Like I said earlier, Skylar Den qualified on pole as they are firing up those engines, getting ready to go racing here. It's going to be fun. 47 laps. We are going to have the ticker on screen because I did not have the time to set up the GNL ticker and edit that how I wanted. So we're just going to be sticking with the default. Well, not default. This is a custom ticker, but we're going to be sticking with this one instead of GNL. Either way, I think this is going to be a fun race here. Like I said, 47 laps. As they're getting ready to come to the green. Bit of blinking from Skylar, the pole sitter. We saw that a bit in practice yesterday. He was practicing for this race, and we saw a bit of blinking from him then. It was a bit scary, but hopefully that will solve itself by the time that it matters. And we're green here at Talladega. Den is going to come across the line first. They're already 3 wide in the back here. Jeb Braby, that's the 43. A new driver enters the field, as well as the 19 Jelani Howell down there. And this track does have multi-groove racing, so we're going to see many cars taking many different lines all day long. It's going to be an interesting one. That top line especially worked wonders in practice yesterday, and hopefully it will continue to work wonders tonight. Seems like William Viola is going to lead that first lap, just narrowly. And that's good for him. He's going to need all those laps led. Huge wiggle out behind. But like I said, he's going to need all those laps led that he can get because he is trying to win the championship over Flandre Wilson, who is right now in the points lead. But, I mean, he's going to need those points over Skylar Den anyways, because Den is currently second or third. I believe he is second in points right now. 3 points back from Flandre Wilson. So It's all pretty close right now, but as you see, Den pulled ahead there, and he's going to lead the second lap. Viola losing help on that outside line. He saw a couple cars drop down. Now it's just him and Flandre Wilson. Wilson will duck bottom as well, so now he is pretty much alone. You see that 43, that's Brendan Timon. I don't learn his name, but Brendan Timon is in that 43 car. He is a new driver tonight, so we welcome him to the OSCC field. He's going to let Viola in here, and they have singled out for the most part. Alex Mullen up high in that 08. He is making a return to this league. They're a very long time, and now it is fully single file, as you can see. Bit of wiggling all around, but overall holding it together. Jacob Spalton up there in that second position. He has made a couple starts here and there. His best race was probably season 5 Talladega. This season, sorry, not Talladega, Auto Club. We're at Talladega. Season 5 Auto Club, race 2. So that was just over 7 weeks ago. But he raced very well there. He led, didn't lead the laps, but he was running up in that top 3 for a majority of that race before spinning out and eventually retiring. But he ran great that race, qualified great here, and is running P2 after the first 4 laps as we go on to lap 5. See a couple more cars opting to take that high line, but still single file for the most part. See it spacing out as we go farther back. Dragons trying to make that top work with Alex Mullen. Here comes Chris Keselowski to the inside. Mullen and Gravoy are both going to drop back to that bottom. So now Dragons left up top all alone. Definitely not what he wants. He's going to fall all the way back to third to last. Only cars behind him are Austin Barnett and Robbie Gilvin. Both 2 call. Wow, huge wiggle from Raby up there. He got an awkward push from Chris Keselowski and just held on to it somehow. But as I was saying, that 2 car Barnett only made a few starts this season. He's been missing a few due to, his life. But glad to see him back here at Talladega. See Crystal Bennett back there. She's been having some blinking issues, so I assume she blinked out and lost the draft. But other than Barnett, we got Gilvin back there, who has won 2 races this season. Both one at OSCC and the other at, I don't even remember. He's been very dominant though. He's won at numerous different tracks. The other one he won at was North Wilkesboro, as it comes back to my mind. But he's won at North Wilkesboro and OSCC Speedway this season. 6 career wins in the league, so I mean, he's a great driver. He's done amazing things in this league. He has the 3rd most laps led with only 24 starts, so very impressive from him. But what's even more impressive is Skylar Den on these super speedways. When I tell you he is dominant, he is dominant. He's led all the laps up front so far. We got a little bit of warp from that 43. And that's Timon. Here comes Viola to his inside. He's got Chris Keselowski behind. Now, one of the things about these NR 2003 Super Speedways is, even if they do make it to green flag pit stops, it's a matter of whether they survive the pit stop. I've seen numerous times in this league and plenty of other leagues where a group of cars will make it to the pit stops and then wreck coming into pit road or off of pit road, and boom, there goes your strategy. As you see Carl Childress get forced up high there by Jelani Howell. He's going to drop back, most likely a good amount. Really no help. Mullen about 5 car lengths back, but that's just about it. As you see, he is free falling without that draft. I think guys are going to start making moves soon. I don't know. I've seen a lot of aggression before pit stops. You see Alexander Hunt jump up to the top there. But I see a lot of aggression as a close call there from Keselowski. Now they're 3 wide back here. Viola being split after a bad push from Keselowski almost sent him around. What a save from him, though. These cars are able to handle a bit of rough pushing with the chassis 3 that they're running. It's a faster chassis, but it allows for a little bit more pushing and bumping without, losing the car. What a close call there. They keep it green. Lap 10 of 47. Already a decent way through the race. We're going to see if this continues. As you see Skylar Den, the leader, blinking. Bit of worrying there from Spalton, I'm sure. Seeing the car right in front of you for the lead, blinking. And I'm sure a few people remember last season during the final, I believe it was the 4 to go mark of season 4 Talladega, Skylar Den blinked out, reappeared inside of Friesen Rodriguez's bumper, sent him around, and a huge wreck ensued as the pack flew apart, as they say. But hoping that won't happen this season. It's not looking too great with the way that he and Rodriguez actually are both warping right now. 2 of the top 3 are not looking too great in terms of internet, but we'll see if that clears up. Most other people seem to be fine. Still pretty single file for the most part. Still back there in that 69 is Robbie Gilman. He's running out back. I think he enjoys it out back a little more, a little less stress. He's still in the draft, but is a decent enough back to where if something happens, he is out of it. Won't have to worry about that. Again, Crystal Bennett and Lorenzo Idorovic are both alone. Idorovic, I believe, had some game issues as we started, and they were unnoted since he was out of the server. Fortunately, he is running alone right now, and Bennett fell off the pack earlier. But those are the only 2 cars that are not in this lead pack right now. And we've got a couple cars around. Oh, huge flipping, wrecking. That's going to be a caution. Oh my goodness. Chris Keselowski in the 5 and Brendan Timon in that 43. 2 relatively new drivers. Both wrecked out, and the leaders are still racing back. A few of the cars at the very back were behind the line when the caution came out, but the top 5, maybe like top 8, were ahead of the line, so they are going to be racing back, and this is where we're going to see a couple moves be made. Thomas Troxel and Flandre Wilson go into that top line. They're trying to make something work here. That top line gets a good run out of turns 2 and 4. Troxel is going to have the push from Wilson. Can they get it coming to the line? Does not look like it. He might get Spalton, but he doesn't. A good race back to the line, and caution's out on lap 15 of 47. Gonna go back and take a look at what happened there in just a minute, but a little shake up in the positions. Didn't seem like any of our championship contenders were in that, just a couple other cars. Unfortunately, you see the pace car is on the backstretch. And let's go take a look at what happened real quick. On board with the 43, this is Brendan Timon. Oh, you see Keselowski just gets below the 19. Oh, Timon actually blinks out, blinks back, and he is inside of the 5. Yeah, it looked like the 5 turned the 19 there, got a little bit too far under him, and the 43 just went over. now on board with Chris Kozlowski in the 5. Check up in the 19, and the 5 just turns him around. Gets flipped. The 19 seems to be fine, but the 43 and the 5 spawn in each other, and that just, I believe, killed both their cars, so unfortunate for them. But as we come back, pit stops are happening. Everybody came down pit road pretty smoothly, so it's just going to be a matter of who can get the better pit stop. You see William Viola coming in there. A couple cars going to be taking tires. We're going to see who will, who won't. The tire wear is not terrible at this track, but it is enough to make you want to pit for tires if it's not a green flag pit stop. See Flandre Wilson jumping up a couple positions there, as well as Friesen Rodriguez. Jacob Spalton's going to lose a few. Thomas Troxel sits 5th. Pace car is now out of turn 2. Those who don't remember, we do a choose cone rule, so drivers will have their option between high and low line as they come around. The choose cone is on the front stretch just past the start finish line, so we'll get to see a little bit of strategy instead of your normal single file or just, first goes low, second goes high, third goes low. Drivers actually get to choose. If they want to go high, they can go high. If they want to go with their teammate, they can do that. So adds a little bit of strategy, a little bit of fun. Lucky break for the 84 and the 77 cars, who were both off the draft, ended up being in the draft, or will be in the draft because of that. Barnett looks to have a little bit of an issue here. Possible wheel disconnection. And you see Viola back there. Not sure if he had an issue on pit road or just wanted to tank and go to the back. But he is almost dead last. Barnett is now dead last, as he seemed to have an issue. I think he's back rolling good, but not sure what happened there. Again, Brendan Timon is still on pit road. I believe his car is killed, done for the day. Unfortunate start for the rookie. He is going to be a part of, or it is assumed he's going to be a part of Awesome Developmental Team, the new team with Matthew J. Taylor and another unannounced driver. So it's assumed he's going to be a part of that team, possibly, but we are not sure. Gonna see if we're going green this time by. I believe we are, as you see them choosing here. Oh, a couple cars look like they hit the cone. And we have just gotten word from the officials who are choosing next time, so that time did not count. Just got a couple fake outs. Stay under caution for another lap. And it actually seems like Timon will be getting repairs. I'm not sure how bad his engine is, especially after flipping like that, but he will continue to run, it looks like. So shout out to him. And while we're under caution, we're going to take one more look at that wreck from a wider angle. Let's go take a look. And here we are looking at Jelani Howell from the helicopter. He just gets checked up a little bit, and the 5 kind of just gets into him. That had happened a couple times before, and you see the 43 there spawn in and just throw the 5. We had seen that happen a couple times earlier with the 5. He got into the 27, made him lose a couple spots because he got into him, but just unfortunate, really. Back to live though, and again we're going to be choosing this time, so we'll see what these drivers pick. And give me one moment. I'm going to see if I can set up a choose cone camera. We are back just in time to see the cars choosing. Seeing a lot of drivers go low. It's a majority of the field, really. Gonna have that choose cone cam for the rest of the race set up, though, so that is great. And we see Skylar Den continuing to lead. Flandre Wilson, his main competitor in the championship as of right now, is to his outside. She was running about 5th that whole first run, in that top 5, top 10 area, but now she has propelled her way to 2nd after a good pit stop. So we'll see what she can do on this outside line. But again, there's not as many cars on the outside line. I only see 4 right there. A couple cars did pit on the last lap of the caution, so they will have to be end of longest line. I don't believe Viola was one of those. I think he had an issue. But regardless, definitely not as many cars on the outside as the inside. Pace car is going to peel off as we are coming back. The 43 has retired in the end, unfortunately. He did have his damage repaired, but I don't think he decided to continue, unfortunately. So we are down to 18 cars now, I believe. And with that, we are on lap 18, coming to finish lap 18 and going to 19. Green flag is out once again. We're back rolling here at Talladega. Already, you see the huge gaps in the outside line. Daniel Silla has a big gap behind him. As you see, Skyler didn't blink out there again. That's Lorenzo Idorovic in the 77. He is not going on that outside line. It's going to stack him up terrible. Daniel Silla has already dropped back to the bottom. And now Idorovic leads the outside line as the about 12th, 13th place car. So that outside line has already fallen apart pretty quickly. Andre Wilson out there in no man's land. Not really much help. Only has the 47 of Alexander Hunt behind, but he's gonna drop back down, looks like. And Wilson will try but cannot get down there with Alex Mullen, and he almost loses it. What a save from him. Got a little bit down on that grip line and almost lost it, but he does recover. Wilson's gonna finally get down as Friesen Rodriguez does get forced up there, looks like. But Skylar Dent and Friesen Rodriguez, despite not being teammates anymore, they're still good buddies and Ford teammates. Dent was trying to help out Rodriguez there. Thomas Troxel is his teammate and he's going with him, but the outside line again is just not formed up. Oh, hard lick into the wall for Rodriguez. I believe that's going to be a caution, and it is. Skylar Den is going to win that race back once more. A hard hit for Rodriguez. Looked like he just got down a little too low on that corner exit and tapped the rear bumper of someone. And it looks like Den has fallen. No, almost fell out. He is back though. Carl Childress, look at him. All the way up into 3rd after that scramble. Here comes the pace car. And we're going to take a look at what happened there. On board with Rodriguez here, exiting turn 4. See, he's leading that outside lane. Yeah, it just gets a little loose there. Just slams it down into the rear corner panel of Spalton and spins around. Looks like he was the only one caught up in it, though. It just happened in the middle of the field, so caution was thrown. Reminder, caution is either one car spinning or flipping. spinning in front of the pack or flipping or a 2-car wreck. So you see he gets back going. Seems like he'll be all right, but very unfortunate as he has wrecked once again at a track that does not seem to like him really. As pit stops are beginning, a lot of people now on pit road. Only had a few cars stay out there. And oh, almost a little bit of contact there. And some more. Flandre Wilson, did she speed? I think she may have just now. As a couple cars did stay out. Actually, no, not a couple, just one car. Thomas Troxel on that 10 stayed out. We are on lap 22. So even if you pit now, you can't make it on fill. You're going to have to pit again. But if we do go green until the pit stops, he is going to have to pit earlier than everybody else. That could be a big strategy moment. Less about having to pit and more about when to pit, because if he has to stay out extra time, he's going to end up a lot farther behind everybody else, as he'll have to pit, lose the draft. Everybody else is still running in draft laps together. It's not going to be great for him. We'll see if he'll come down pit road this time. Maybe to top off on fuel, get a little bit more than everybody else. We may be choosing this time if everybody is caught up. Skylar Den is not. Same with William Viola. They may be caught up by the time we get around. But big shakeup. We're going to take a look at what happened to Den there. I don't know if he just had a bad pit stop or he went AFK for a bit. I'm going to take a look in just a second. Glad to report nothing happened to him. He just seemed to fall out of the server for a bit, so had to rejoin. I believe he's a lap down or two, but a couple cars down pit road. We did hear from the admins we will be choosing this time, so gonna pull out our trusty choose cone camera and see where everybody goes. Top 2 go low, couple more cars high. This time looks like there's more cars going high than last. Definitely a lot more cars. As you see those guys peeling off of pit road. Robbie Gilvin, Crystal Bennett. That is Austin Barnett in the 2, and William Viola in that 27 came back down pit road. Barnett and Gilvin have been running out back all day so far. It seems to have worked out for them because they have not been caught up in anything. Although there have only been 2 wrecks so far, with one of them being a technically single car wreck just in front of the field. So it's been interesting so far. We're going to see where this goes from here, as we're just about halfway done. We're going to be coming to lap 24 on the restart. I believe Flandre Wilson did end up speeding on pit road there. She got a black flag, and that'll be end of line. But Thomas Troxel made the bold move to stay out. He's going to inherit the race lead. Beside him, Alex Mullen. In that 08, he's looking to make a mark here at Talladega. Maybe lead some laps, maybe get a win. You never know. But he was third. Spalton decided to stay inside in second. So Mullen, who was third, is now second after taking the outside. And if he can get a good restart here, he could have the lead. Now, the past few restarts, the outside has not gotten great starts and ends up, losing out, as they had big gaps leading to bigger gaps, basically. The gaps got bigger and they lost more time just for the outside to dissolve. But the pace car did stay out, so not going green this time. Looked like the lights were still on, but we'll just do one more pacing lap. And that gives me a chance to do one more thing. So we'll be right back. and we apologize, but it seems that we have no current out of race officials. So it seems like a little bit of help will be needed in terms of out of race officiating. So the, I guess, good stream will be ending at this point. I will keep the stream up, but I will be um, clearing black flags, doing all that sort of thing. So it won't be an official, as I'll have chat up at some points, things like that. But regardless, we are going to continue the stream. Won't be official, but gonna let everybody know. Pace car lights are off this time. We will be going green. Again, Thomas Troxel on that inside. Alex Mullen on the outside. We haven't seen much of Mullen today, really. But we're going to see now. Now, this time, I didn't mention it earlier, but the outside has more cars than the inside. Had a couple cars that pit on the last pit cycle there, so they were EOL'd. And it went... Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. That outside seems like they're going to have a bit more help this time by. So we're going to see if we have any black flags. Did the 08 get a black flag? Nope. And again, that outside crumbled absolutely immediately. Despite the help, it didn't do well. It didn't look like Mullen got a good start. Den dipped on him, went to the inside, and it was wraps from there. Mullen's now stuck on that outside. Second car is Renzo Idorovic, who again is a good, decent amount back. And actually, screw that. Idorovic's now leading that outside line. Never mind, Flandre Wilson. Some big money moves being made here. Still leading out front, Thomas Troxel. Seems like everybody is still in the pack as of right now. William Viola rounding out the pack. He's in 18th position. He's going to be looking to make some moves up. Only 15 cars get points in this league, so right now he's not going to get points. His championship contenders are going to get a lot of points. Rodriguez is 10th, Wilson is 9th, and Den is 3rd, so good points for the rest of everybody, and right now it's not looking good for Viola. See Raby hopping to that outside. And oh, Raby is gonna almost spin himself. He saves it. Seems like these guys back here are not working together. They're trying not to lose the pack, but not working together great here. As you see, they're going too wide up front, so it seems like that outside might work. But... And I don't believe anyone is good on fuel, really. And Rodriguez is going to get left out there. Goes high and gets screwed over there. He's going to find a way in. Seems like we have a couple cars just hanging out back. Starting from Rodriguez, really seems just trying to survive. I still believe these guys are gonna have to make another pit stop, so I think they'll be okay hanging out back for the time being. You see them all still single file, but Alexander Hunt jumps outside. Troxel still leading up front. Lap 30 of 47, so we're about 2/3 the way done with this race. It's gonna get interesting. If we can make it to green flag pit stops, this is gonna change a lot. Have some guys that have, you know, team stuff, manufacturer stuff. It's gonna be interesting. It's looking interesting right now. Stay hit lap 31 here. Big move to the outside. That's Daniel Silla. He's got the 06 Jarrett Gravois with him, but is that going to be enough? Now Gravois is stuck alone on the outside. Not anymore after Silla's going to get pushed up. Dragons to the inside of that 42. I believe these guys are going to have to pit around lap 40-ish. That's what it seems like as of right now, so. Daniel Silla stuck on that outside. He is in no man's land. The pit fuel window, sorry, is about 20-ish laps, so that is about where that caution was. It was lap 22, 23 that they pit, so it was interesting. I'm wondering if people are going to group together and pit. It's still single file. I think it'll really start to spice up in another 8 laps. Oh, and the 06 almost turns the 42. They got really loose back there. Those bottom 4 a little bit all over the place. But they're all still in the draft. Everyone is. Mullins back to that 5th position. He's going to look to block high with Alexander Hunt. And wow, close block low on Jelani Howe. Renzo Idorovic is down pit road. I don't believe he stayed out under that last caution, so I am wondering, maybe he is just deciding to short pit? That's what it seems like, but that's not the greatest strategy, especially if you're doing that alone, because he has no draft. Alexander Hunt stuck on that outside up alone. That's happened a lot to guys these days, but or this race, this day. Sorry, not these days. But they seem to find a way to get back down, so we'll see if Hunt can get down. It seems like not really. He's gonna have to file in behind his teammate, that's Daniel Silla. Both those Rigatoni Racing Dodge Chargers. He's gonna get down in front of that 06. But he goes back to the top here. Huge checkup on that inside line. He runs outside, but to no avail as he has no help. And I'm still looking at those championship contenders right now. Another close block by that 47, but he makes it work. The 17 of Friesen Rodriguez is in, I believe, 10th. He is now 10th. Flandre Wilson is in 7th, and Skylar Den is in third, so a lot of movement between these championship contenders. William Viola is 13. But again, this is going to change. We may see pit stops soon. I'm expecting to see pit stops within the next 5 laps. So it's going to get interesting. And I'm wondering if they will wreck before pit stops or during pit stops. Viola gets shuffled up high. They seem to work it out though. He's still side by side with Scylla there. Don't know if it's great for him. May get this run off and clear the 42, but close race in there. He is not clear. And he may lose a couple positions as he has Raby right there too. Is he going to be able to get down? He did clear Raby though. Gonna see what kind of moves are being made. Crystal Bennett up top. Dragons on her inside. Back to single file. Mullen way down to the bottom. See a couple cars going high here. And these are the pit stops. Seeing about half the field coming in. Dragons looks like he gets in too. Jelani Howell, that's a single car spin. I think they're going to keep it going. Howell's just going to try and throw it around. Unfortunate, he's going to lose a lot of time from that. Half the field did stay out though. So we have 6, 7, 8 cars, I believe, now staying out. We're going to see where these guys come out, because this is really going to be the deciding factor. Den overshoots his box. He's going to lose time from that. But I think a lot of these guys are just going to be taking fuel, to be expected. So they come out now. Den loses his advantage. If he didn't overshoot his box, he definitely would have had that. And there's Howell, last of that group. He may still be able to keep going. And here are the rest of the guys coming in now. They were all together, and they actually may have the advantage after a lot of that group got separated. We're going to see if anybody got any black flags. I think the 2 has gotten a black flag. It's unfortunate for him. Raby missed his box, and it's going to have to back up. Here's Viola and Spalton. Viola's getting held a bit longer than expected, and there he's going to finally get going, but he may have lost that front pack up there. Here comes Robbie Gilvin and Flandre Wilson, as well as Skylar Den and Friesen Rodriguez there. See those guys merging now, but huge gaps between the field as we are on lap 40 of 47. 69 is going to go with the 84. So we're still trying to see how the scoring is stacking up. Right now, it looks like Jacob Spalton has come out in the lead. Andre Wilson, after all that, has propelled up to the second spot and looks like she's going to try and take the lead. And she will over Spalton there. What a move from Flandre Wilson. She drove right around the outside. Skylar Den is back there in 7th now. In 8th is Friesen Rodriguez, and then 9th is William Viola. So 3 of the 4 championship contenders are outside of the top 5. One of them even not in the main pack. Actually, none of them are in the main pack. These 3 may be able to work together and get going, but Barnett again served that penalty and now is back with the 77. this front pack, we are wondering if they're going to wreck. Point and overturns at 5 to go, so once the leaders cross the line here, it'll be point and overturn, and if anything happens, it will not be a caution. You see the outside trying to work. Crystal Bennett and Robbie Gilvin. Alex Mullen looks like he's going to go with them, so they will have the advantage here. But Mullen drops back to the bottom. Wilson's going to block top. Here comes Bennett on that outside. Wilson blocks. But they are making that outside work. Gilvin and Bennett here. Oh, wiggle from Bennett there. And they're going to lose out. She is scrambling, and that's going to cost them some time. There's a pack of 4 back here with Jelani Howell, Thomas Troxel. 2 cars who had bad stops, Jarrett Gravois and Alexander Hunt. Then you have a pack of 5 here with Raby, Silla, and Viola, who linked up with Rodriguez and Ben. Through turn 2. Wilson still leads. Wilson leading. This is not looking good for the rest of the championship contenders. They do not need her to get max points. Not even max points, but they just don't want her to win because that's automatically 26 points. Wondering if Spalton or Mullen are going to decide to make a move here. This will definitely be an interesting one. Mullen hits the apron there. And here comes Spalton to that outside. He's got Mullen and Gilvin outside with him, so it's a 3-on-2. That outside has more of an advantage. Gilvin's going to go back to the bottom and try to push Bennett, but that includes pushing Wilson. 2 laps to go here. They're door to door for the lead. Mullen and Spalton are looking to make some moves. There's that backpack. You can see them. Den leading that pack with Viola behind. Rodriguez unfortunately fell off a bit from that pack. It's a 3-on-2 with the bottom having the advantage now, with Gilvin and Bennett going bottom. Now Mullen goes bottom. Spalton is going to lose out there. He did not have any help. Now coming to the white flag. Wilson continues to lead. Can she lead one more? This is going to be the race for possibly the championship. This is going to be one of the most important races. I said coming in that if you wreck out, or if your championship contenders do well and you don't, you might be out of luck. Oh, big blocks there from Wilson. Bennett tried to make a move. Couldn't make it stick. She has one last shot coming out of turn 4 and then through the tri-oval. She's going to go high. Gilvin goes with. She switches back, tries to go low. Can't do it. Coming to the line. Gilvin's going to spin. Bennett's going to spin. And Wilson, Flandre Wilson, wins her first career win. I actually don't even know. She wins, I believe. No, that is not her first win. She won at Auto Club, sorry. But she's going to win here at Talladega in a great race. A lot of strategy involved there, but it came down to the good pit stop. A lot of the other guys didn't have good pit stops. She did. She executed well and managed to get 26, at minimum 26 points. So a great race for her. Cars behind just didn't have what it took to make a move. And Yeah, she's gonna win it. Gonna see if she is able to do an interview. I don't believe she will because I know she doesn't speak. Uh, but regardless, interview or not, she should know she ran a great race there in that 23 Vodafone Chevy. We're gonna come to the front stretch and see her burn it down. Bennett is gonna end up second in what is one of her few podiums in this league, so good for her. Close to a win, but didn't have what it took to make the move to the outside out of 4 and into the trial. So it's going to stay a second place and not a first, as you see Wilson burning it down. And a well done to her. She deserved that. And what a hold for that burnout. Impressive. Holding that straight line down the front. Again, a great win for her. You had Bennett in second. Mullen takes home the final spot on the podium with Spaltman and Gilvin rounding out the top 5. Skylar Den, William Viola, Daniel Silla, Jeb Ravy, and Jarrett Gravoy takes home his first top 10 finish. And then behind that, Thomas Troxel, Jelani Howell, Alexander Hunt, Friesen Rodriguez, Dragons, Austin Barnett, Lorenzo Idorovic, and then Carl Childers ended up 2 laps down. Only 2 cars DNF'd, but, 3 cars, the 85 did as well. But with those 3 cars, we had a lot of good racing and a huge crash with 2 of them. So that is going to be all for tonight. Thank you to everybody for watching, whether it's live or watching it back. This was a botched stream, but it was fun doing it. I enjoyed the commentating. I enjoyed watching the racing. Again, congrats to Flandre Wilson on the win tonight. And I may see you next week for Belle Isle.